Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. We're going to be looking at this lovely lace edging today. It's done using a size 10 crochet cotton and a 1.5mm hook. It is a pattern from online from the Antique Library, antiquepatternlibrary.org. I'll leave the link in the description box below for you. It's written in UK terminology, however I will be giving the instructions today using US terminology. I have got the pattern here, so I'll just let you have a little peep at it. And it's saying it's a crochet edging for table napery. I wasn't quite sure what napery meant, and I may be saying it incorrectly, but it's anything to do with table linens. So I suppose you could edge napkins if it was a lot finer the thread, and tablecloths and perhaps table runners. I personally think it would look very pretty as well on a cotton blouse or a cotton beach top. Right, so as you can see, here are the abbreviations used. So we've got the UK terminology. So the DC would be the single crochet, and the treble would be the double crochet, and the triple treble would be the double treble in US terminology. They do explain how to do a cluster here, and although they don't call it a cluster, and they suggest using a very fine thread like a number 70. But if you did use the number 70 thread, you'd need possibly something like a 0.6mm or even a 0.5mm hook. They call the rounds rows, and there is a slight error just on the 4th row here, where it says 10 chains, comma here. You actually need to make 10 chains after that. And that's the only error I've come across in this little pattern. Okay, so let's get started. To start round 1, you need your slip knot on your hook and then chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then in the first chain you made, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop on your hook, and there's your little 8 chain ring made. Next, chain 1, and then into the ring work a total of 15 single crochets. So 1, 2, and also at the same time crochet over the tail end of your yarn. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Make sure that little tail's at the back, and you can see your little chain that you made to start is just there, and these are the 2 little legs of this single crochet here. In the top of the single crochet, under the top 2 loops, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop on your hook to close the circle. Now it's a good idea to just snip that tail end of the yarn so it doesn't get in the way. And then we're ready now to start with round 2. So for round 2 we actually start with 7 chains. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to work our double treble cluster into the next stitch just here. So yarn over 3 times into the next stitch along, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. And now we're going to work off 2 stitches at a time. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you'll have 2 loops on your hook. Again, yarn over 3 times, insert your hook into the same space, yarn over, pull through, and then again yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, and you'll have 3 loops left. Yarn over 3 times, back into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through a loop, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 again, yarn over, pull through 2, until you have 4 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through all 4 loops, and you've now made your double treble cluster. Next, chain 3, sorry about the focus, 1, 2, 3, and another double treble cluster. So yarn over 3 times, in the next stitch insert your hook, yarn over, and again work off 2 loops at a time, 3 times, 2 loops left, yarn over 3 times, the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then work off 2 at a time, 3 times. And once more, 1, 2, 3, into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, and again work off 2 loops at a time, 3 times, until you have 4 loops left on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 4, then chain 7 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next we're going to find our next stitch along and do a single crochet in there. Have a little look. That's how it's looking. Your 7 chains, your double treble cluster just here, and then your 3 chains, another double treble cluster, and then your 7 chains and your single crochet. Now I'm just checking that is actually in the next stitch. Yes, it is, yeah. Okay. Now we repeat this. Just trying to get it the right way around the loop. There we go. So we're going to repeat the same thing again. 7 chains, double treble cluster, 3 chains, double treble cluster, 7 chains. So straight away, just 7 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yarn over 3 times, and we start our cluster in the next stitch. Just take care here. There you go. And again, working off 2 stitches at a time, 3 times. I must have only wrapped the yarn over twice, but that's good to show you. Right, let's go again. Yarn over once, twice, 3 times into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and again working off 2 stitches at a time 3 times, 2 stitches on our hook, yarn over 3 times, back into the same stitch, and again as we did before, working off 2 at a time until we have 3, and then 3, yarn over 3 times in the same stitch, work off 2 at a time, and there we have 4 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the next stitch along, another double treble cluster, just as we did before. I won't keep repeating what to do to make the double treble cluster, because if you're struggling, just rewind the video or put it on slow motion. There we go. And now we pull through all 4 loops. And again, chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in our next stitch, just like we did before, a single crochet. And once more, chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yarn over 3 times, and we do in the next stitch a double treble cluster. Chain 3 and another double treble cluster in the next stitch along. Now we're chaining 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in the next single crochet along we pop a single crochet in there. Lovely. Now then, what we need to do is just check this is looking okay, which it seems to be doing. We should have 2 little double treble clusters surrounded by 7 chains with 3 chains in the middle, and we should have 3 little groups, which we have. I'll just pop it down. And as you can see here, you've got a few stitches left here. I think it should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, you have. As I said, well, I didn't say before, but you will end up doing another little double treble cluster, just an individual one here on another round. But for now, we turn our work and we'll start with round 3. For round 3, you've turned your work and now chain 10. 9 and 10, and then into the 3 chain space between the 2 clusters here, we're going to make 3 clusters in total with 3 chains between them. So do your double treble clusters just the same as you did on the previous round, yarning over 3 times, working off 2 at a time 3 times, and then when you have 4 loops on your hook, pull through all 4, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3. You might need to just again nudge those stitches across, then yarn over 3 times into the same space, another cluster. I don't think it's necessary to keep saying double treble cluster because that's all they are. They're never anything other than double treble clusters. Chain 3 and a final cluster in this 3 chain space. And now what we need to do is we're going to chain 10 again, and we're going to single crochet on the top of the single crochet in the row below. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then just go over the 7 chain loop and find that single crochet. Just lost. Sorry about that. Okay, so into that single crochet, do a single crochet and then chain 10 again. And then we're ready to repeat the clusters, the group of 3 clusters separated by 3 chains just here, just like we did there. We need to repeat those clusters in here, in this 3 chain space. And then we're going to chain 10 again, single crochet in that, single crochet, chain 10 and repeat the clusters just there. Okay. So I'll just start the cluster stitch, skipping over this 7 chain, skipping over this cluster and into that space there. And now we're ready to do our cluster stitches. Chain 3. You can see that you've done 1 cluster. You need another 2 in here. So when you've done those 2, I shall meet you just after those. Don't forget to put 3 chains between each cluster. So now completed the 3 clusters, separated by 3 chains, and next, just like we did before, we need to chain 10. So I'll meet you when I've chained the 10. Okay, so having chained 10, we need to jump across these 7 chains and look for that single crochet just there at the bottom. And just tease it apart a little bit and pop a single crochet in there. Then chain 7 again, chain 10. And again, work 3 clusters into here, separated by 3 chains. And I'll meet you once you've done that. I'll just show you to start off. Skipping the 7 chain space and the cluster there, and in between these 2 clusters is where we put our 3 clusters. It's quite nice really, because you're working 3 double, treble, incomplete ones, then you're pulling through 4, then you're chaining 3. So it's all about 3s really, because you're doing 3 and then working off 3. Okay, so do another 2 clusters here and I'll meet you after your next, well, the second cluster, the final cluster. So once again, you've done your 3 clusters, just like you did here, just like you did there. And this time, you're going to chain 10 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now in the pattern, it suggests that you do a single crochet in the single crochet before your first chain 7. So there's your chain 7, and don't forget this is the wrong side of the work. So the double crochet before the chain 7 is actually the chain 7's there. That's where you did your next double crochet, so that counts as that. So it would actually be here. So do a single crochet in there. In the UK they call those the double crochets. Now, looking at this, you can see that there your cluster starts, and there your cluster starts there, and this is where your actual 7 chains originated from. I personally think, and I'm sure I did this when I did my other edging, I actually went into the base of where the 7 chains is, into there. Let's just have a little, tease it apart slightly. Yeah, I'm sure I went in there. It really doesn't matter in the greater scheme of things, but there we are. Right, so that's round 3 completed. This is the right side. You can see it's beginning to take shape nicely now. Okay, so that ends today's video. I will be making rounds 4 through to something like 7 on the next video. I may complete it. If not, there'll be also another part to this video. Okay, well, thanks again for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.